Want to look like a star? No need to go under the knife anymore. Just talk to this guy.
Face is like a painting, it's like a sculpture. And you need different tools to keep it beautiful.
Beverly Hills plastic surgeon Dr. Raj Kanodia's first beauty secret: start early.
At about age 30, one should start looking into anti-aging program.
His new weapon in the war on wrinkles, the Fractora RF. The machine uses radio frequency to literally lift the face, jowls, and neck.
So tight. I can't believe how different it looks than before.
Sure, it takes about a month to see the transformation, but the results speak for themselves.
I have a very youthful spirit, so I want the outside to match the inside.
So Dr. Nelson, when I think of resurfacing, I think of a lot of downtime and a lot of healing. You know, us moms, we don't have a lot of time.
And Nikki, that's absolutely true. With the older technologies, there could have been weeks of downtime. But Fractora is really a new dimension in resurfacing. Basically, what you're able to do is get the best cosmetic improvement while minimizing or even eliminating your downtime. Fractora technology basically allows for something that we call the designer dermis, which is where we're able to target multiple different layers of the skin. We can treat and focus on the top layer of the skin for discoloration and skin tone, or we can treat deeper layers of the skin to improve wrinkles and skin texture.
In just a few sessions, I've been able to notice the tightening of my skin, the less discoloration, and also the decrease in wrinkles, which is fabulous.
Here we go. Okay.
Have a seat.
Thank you, Dr. Kanodia.
I'll sit here, Doc. I'm going to get right behind you here.
Yes, sir. You're the moral support?
I am her moral support.
You know, I'm trying to explain to him what I'm doing today. He thinks like I'm getting, you know, a facelift and stuff.
Well, this is to avoid facelifts. Because she does not need facelifts. I mean, just to tighten this area a little bit is almost for her, it's like a prevention. So it works twofold. One, to make more collagen, and it sort of polishes the skin on the surface, so it has a dual function. How is it?
It's awesome. Yeah? It's actually not bad.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
That's not bad.
Thank you so much.
Listen, honey, we are in this for the long run. I've always told you that since day one, and since you're about to be turning, well,
30.
You're about to have a big birthday. Let's just say you're not the youngest person at E! News, but to me, you look the best.
It's hard to turn 30.
You look good.
Yeah, you know, there's reddish, but, you know, I expect that. I mean, that means that it's working.
Yep.
Ruth wanted to look as good as she felt. Dr. Mulholland suggested Fractora, and the results were incredible. Take a look.
Amazing, actually. Really, really happy with the results. I think that it's brought sort of a restorative look to my skin, and I feel really good about how it looks. I think I've achieved that youthful glow that I was hoping to get.
YNN, your health.
New technology in Austin promises you'll look years younger in weeks. It's not plastic surgery or a tuck here and there. YNN's Todd Boatwright shows how some people are getting rid of lines and wrinkles on the go.
It's like applying 60 tiny little acupuncture needles and a tiny little applicator to the skin. What it can address is fine and deep wrinkles, pigment irregularities, blood vessels, redness, acne scars, and then it can also firm the skin.
Fractora is for men and women, young and old. Dr. Walden says one of the selling points.
Over a period of 8 weeks, you can look up to 8 years younger, basically.
I love it. I love it.
to show you the biggest bangs for your buck for cosmetic procedures. Now, these treatments are less than half the price of traditional procedures, can be done in less than half an hour, and they work instantly. You okay, Noelle?
Good, thank you.
Is it, I gather, less painful than a facelift would have been?
I think a lot.
Dr. Ewan, what is this procedure?
So this is a scalpel-free new facelift called the Fractora Firm. As you can see, it smooths and tightens the skin. It can also improve fine lines and wrinkles.
And how does it work?
Well, this utilizes radio frequency waves. So I'm utilizing radio frequency waves to heat up the deeper part of the skin, and this can actually reverse the aging done after decades of aging and sun damage and all of that.
So I brought a camera that gets thermal images, everybody, and this is going to show us exactly what Dr. Ewan's pointing out, which is the fact that this is based primarily on the temperature changes. So does everyone see the white heat? See where the probe is?
Traditional surgical facelift takes about 3 to 4 hours. You're in the operating room. It takes about a week to 2 weeks to recover from it. The Fractora Firm is completely painless, as you can see. There's absolutely no pain involved. There's no recovery. There's no downtime. There's no need for any type of anesthesia.
31-year-old fitness fashion model Lauren Kate Carter works hard to keep her body in perfect condition. But even she has some improvements she'd like to make.
I have problems with acne, saggy skin.
Lauren, married to a Backstreet Boy and is the star of the reality show I Heart Nick Carter. Well, now she's sharing her secret weapon to beat the age game.
Hey.
Are you ready?
Dr. William Schweitzer uses cutting-edge technology to give the appearance of a mini facelift.
No needles, there's no cutting, there's no anesthesia needed.
He uses a machine called the Forma, which uses radio frequency to lift and tighten the skin.
It completely eliminates having to get injections. It uses your own body's collagen to plump up areas that you need plumping.
Most people do a series of 3 to 5 sessions on their lunch break. There's no downtime, and Lauren says it's pain-free.
One of the first signs of aging is a downward smile.
And the doc says you're never too young to start.
You don't want it to get to that position that it's in such bad shape you have to go to the knife.
Still, it'll cost you between $2,000 and $4,000 for that gorgeous glow, but the results could last more than a year with just a few touch-ups.
I want to invest in myself and my skin so that when I do get into my 50s and 60s that I still look good.
Hollywood's biggest party just days away, and the stars are in full prep mode.
I've been prepping Julianne Moore this season, Naomi Watts, Maggie Gyllenhaal, even Bill Murray.
Celebrity skincare facialist Joanna Vargas, the celeb's secret weapon to a Golden Globes glow.
When they walk the red carpet, I want them to feel 100% like it's their day and that they feel beautiful.
First, finding a fountain of youth with a radio frequency facial.
You're going to see an instant tightening effect, even from the first facial. The crow's feet will get smooth. You're going to have a nice tight jawbone, and your neck is going to be really tight and smooth.
All right, here's the before. If you were watching earlier, you saw Elizabeth and
About an hour ago.
undergoing the laser lift, I guess you would call it, with Dr. Orion. And so that's how she looked before, and this is how she looks right now. Pretty good there.
There is definitely a difference.
You can see
especially
the
in the eyes.
here and the eye. Look at, she has no lines around the eyes right now, and the jawline looks nice and straight.
How does your face feel?
Oh my, it feels wonderful.
Does it feel tight?
Does it feel tight?
Tight.
Does it feel like if
Tight is good.
If you
It does.
smile, it'll break?
No, not.
it doesn't feel like that.
No,
Did
not
it
too
hurt?
tight. It didn't. It's a little warm, but not uncomfortable.
And it's not a laser, meaning we don't have to wear any eye shielding or anything like that. But what it does is it creates some deep heating of the skin. And the idea behind all lasers is that they heat the skin up to try to tighten it. And when the skin gets to a certain temperature, and that temperature is about 42 to 43 degrees Celsius, it causes the skin to tighten up and even to lift a bit.
Now, Chris, what do you feel? Anything?
Just warmth.
Just warm, so it doesn't hurt?
No, very comfortable.
So you would do this how often and how permanent are the results?
So we do this typically as once a week for about 6 to 8 weeks for maximal results.
Who who does this work on, Dr. Yoon, and what areas? Because if you have the tummy, a little loose tummy skin, is it going to help?
You can literally use it for any part of the body. Some people are using it for the arms, the bat wings that we call them.
All right, so swim weather, fat reduction, fat removal rather, and cellulite reduction. All good things.
How do you do it? That's what we're going to ask the expert, Katina Curran's here from A New Body Contouring. But right now, what's happening down here?
So this treatment here is called Body Effects. What this does is it also kills fat cells, but it does it through a different technique, and it uses radio frequency. So instead of using cold to freeze fat cells, we use heat. It has a kinetic pulse that goes in, punctures a hole into the fat cell, causing the cellular structure of that fat cell to die. It also tightens the skin, increases the collagen in the area being treated.
Okay, I'm just going to say as a medical reporter, Priscilla, we see you standing here. Yes. It must not be too painful if you're just standing there calmly. What are you feeling right now?
It's just really warm. It's really not unpleasant at all. So.
There's no sharp pain. There's no nothing like that.
No, actually, it's not. There's no problem at all.
And do you notice the differences?
Absolutely.
Tell me.
At the end, the results?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, there's less cellulite, and it's a little more firm, so it's just really a great procedure.
And you've been on quite a journey. I understand you've lost 30 pounds?
I have. I did. I had a child young or older, and I decided that I really needed to try something to get that ball rolling, and I reached out to Renew, and this is the result.
Katina, we're looking at some before and after results to give people an idea of the difference,
yes.
and if you want to explain it.
So typically what we see is about 8 to 10 treatments, okay? Each treatment is about 10 minutes, and it covers about a 4x4 area. So if we're going to do the upper thigh and lower thigh, you're looking at 20 minutes per leg. We typically couple those treatments with infrared body wraps. We also have vibration tables there, so that way we can make sure that they're doing everything necessary to give the results the absolute best, possible result.
As a runner, I had no cellulite on my legs, but the other day I was sitting on a little bench and my daughter said, "Mommy, what are those dimples on your legs?" And yes, I realized I have cellulite.
My problem areas tend to always be the back of my thighs or the sides, and no matter how much that I exercise or even eat right, I can never seem to get rid of it. So I'm excited to be here today and to have this treatment.
I actually have a wedding coming up, and I actually want to really look my best for my husband, or my future husband, I should say.
So this technology we call Body Effects, basically it's a vacuum system that kind of sucks your skin up into it. It doesn't hurt, but creates a suction to really get good distribution of the energy to all the fat cells. And that energy, the radio frequency energy, it actually melts the fat cells.
That is awesome. Let's do it.
Cellulite, we know, is one of the most common and frustrating body problems. Now, this treatment claims to tighten, tone, and help rid your body of those dreaded dimples. That's why we put it to the test. We're joined by facial plastic surgeon Dr. Jason Diamond. Also with us are the testers, Marla, Patricia, and Margaret.
Welcome, ladies.
So here's the deal. Let's just go ahead and get to the results as we talk about this. So, Marla, we're going to bring up your before and after. That's after 6 treatments. And then we also have a before and after 3 months later. And while we show this, Marla, what was your big goal here?
My goal, I found that as I became in my middle to late 40s now, I all of a sudden saw my mom and my grandmother on my thighs and on the back. So I have a regular regimen of diet and exercise. I do a lot of trekking, climbing, but I just could not get this under control.
So you're pretty happy?
I'm thrilled. I would do this again in a heartbeat.
So let's see how Patricia looks after 6 treatments. And then that's 3 months later.
3 months later.
Are you as happy as our audience is?
Yes. I love the results.
And last but not least, bride-to-be Margaret. So 6 treatments, very, very impressive. And again, this is 3 months later. When's the big day?
Next year, June.
Well, great. And what does he think? Does he see a nice change?
He can't stop touching me.
Okay. So, Margaret, you came dressed in such a way that you can actually show us how you look.
So would you like?
Now, it's been 3 months. Let me take a look. Wow, that looks good.
Now, the question is, you did between 6 and 8 treatments. How much does this cost? How long does something like this last?
Yeah, the price, there's a variation in prices depending where you go, but in general, it's probably averages about $500 a treatment. It takes about 6 treatments, and to get the best results, you do 1 a week for 6 treatments, and then there will be a maintenance, maybe once every 3 months after that, once every 6 months after that, depending on how well you keep your lifestyle in check.
But no permanent cure for cellulite yet. I'm not sure if we're ever going to find that, but this is one way. It seems like a great way to keep it at bay.
Yeah, as long as people stick to the program and keep their lifestyle in check.
And do the other things that, it sounds like you already are doing those things. So in concert with that,
and have a lot of extra cash laying around.
Well,
all those things together.
The price of beauty. I mean,
I must say that the results.
Put it to the test.
Put it to the test, and you 3 ladies look great. Thank you for doing this, and Dr. Diamond, thank you as well.
Hi, Katie. Thank you for doing this. Again, we have the greatest viewers in the world to allow us to use them kind of as our little lab creatures here, quite frankly, so we can all learn. But what are we going to be doing here?
So this is the newest generation of cellulite treatments. It's the Body FX. So what this does is it smooths the cellulite. Results last up to 6 months, sometimes longer, and it also reduces fat, so it shrinks the fat, and it tightens up the skin. Studies show that you lose about 1 inch the circumference of your thigh on each side after about the 6 weeks, and once again, it also tightens up. So who doesn't want to be smaller, smoother, and tighter? Smaller, smoother, and tighter? All right. So you're going to feel.
So we will not see results today with this, unfortunately.
No, because you need to do multiple treatments.
But Katie can confirm, is it painless?
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on your skin here, Katie, okay? And you're going to feel a little suction. Kind of tickles a little bit.
So what is that doing?
So what it does basically is it has a vacuum in it, and the vacuum helps to suck up the skin, and that helps to stretch out those connective tissue fibers that create the dimpling.
Right.
But it also has radio frequency, and radio frequency actually creates heat in the deep skin to tighten it up, so that's where you get the tightening.
Right.
And it actually affects and damages the underlying fat cells. It causes the fat cells to open up and regurgitate their fatty contents to actually shrink the fat cells down. Then the studies do show you lose inches from it, you tighten up, and the cellulite's better.
I think that's the big one for me, is that you actually lose circumference.
Yep.
The fat goes away.
Yep.
Katie, was that literally painless?
Yes, it was. I didn't feel anything.
Isn't
it's
this
a little tingling.
Isn't that exciting?
Yes, it's wonderful.
Oh my God. Will you finish your leg later?
Yeah, we can.
Both of them?
Yeah,
Please?
sure, why not?
I got you all hooked up there, Katie.
Next, tone up everything.
The body treatment for this radiofrequency machine actually melts fat. You have to do it in a series because nothing is magical, but you can really get rid of cellulite, you can tighten the skin.
What are you guys doing? I want to get my whole butt, the stretch mark and the cellulite laser that we're doing on my butt. I know I don't really have anything to do. Stop. No, because I got a tan, so I can't really do much. So you're just here to enjoy the ride? Yeah.
Hello. Hi.
How are you? How are you?
That's it. How are
Good to
you?
see you. Good.
So are we ready for this?
Yeah. Well, I got you a dress. Well, I see like your ass is so huge. I just don't know if it'll fit your ass.
Now, talk to us about this machine. Is a combination treatment for fat reduction, skin tightening, and cellulite reduction.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's a wonderful machine. And
can I take it home with me?
Of course. We rent it out by the day, Glenn. Not a problem.
So what does this do? Okay,
so this is a radio frequency handpiece, and the energy is transmitted between these two electrodes, basically, you can think of it. And it actually sucks up the skin, and then it heats up the tissue, and then when it reaches a target temperature, it sends out a pulse, which actually destroys fat cells. It kills the fat cells permanently.
Wow.
Yeah, and it is almost brand new in Canada.
Is this through working out, or like you have a great body? So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, I've been pretty lazy lately, so
this is your magic weapon.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is my new best friend.
So we use this both for cellulite. It actually, we are going to be looking at it for stretch marks as well, because Linda still does have some stretch marks from 2 children. And this is fantastic for mummy tummy, where you get that loose skin after pregnancy. You get a little bit of fat that's still there, and that little hang that just goes over the pants that drives women crazy, and they don't want to go for a tummy tuck.
So
it's a very simple procedure.
All right, imagine if you could erase your cellulite with just the wave of a wand.
I'm imagining. That's what a new FDA-approved treatment promises to do in tonight's cover story. KITV's Dita Payton introduces us to an Austin woman who says it isn't magic, but it can target those troubled areas that her workout just can't reach.
There are certain parts of your body that I don't care what you do, especially genetically, if you have it, you're going to have cellulite.
Billy Sudbrack works out 6 days a week, but still sees small ripples of fat on her hips and thighs.
And I think as a woman, I focus on those areas.
So Billy turned to Dr. Jennifer Walden, a plastic surgeon in Austin, but told her she did not want to go under the knife.
Non-invasive fat reduction and skin tightening technology is really a boom right now.
Dr. Walden introduced her to a new FDA-approved treatment called Body FX.
This should be a permanent change for you.
So far, Billy has had 6 of her 8 treatments and says it's sayonara cellulite.
Happy dance. You know, we women have hips and thighs that do this, and then to see it change up into that, it's an incredible feeling.
Our Plastics Week has explored the lengths people go to look like the stars.
While we don't endorse any of these procedures, tonight Toronto surgeon Dr. Mulholland lets us in on a little secret. Women aren't the only ones seeking enhancements.
Warning, some of the footage is graphic.
So first up, to obtain that certain situation, Dr. Mulholland demonstrates a new non-invasive fat zapping technique.
And this is one of the many systems that we use to melt fat. This device delivers radio frequency energy and it heats up the fat.
So how many procedures would you need?
It depends on the technology, but generally you need a number of procedures, between 4 and 8 procedures. And over 6 to 8 weeks, we can melt 2 or 3 inches off a man's abdominal contour.
La celulitis es el enemigo número 1 de casi todas nosotras las mujeres. Y aunque ya existen muchos procedimientos en el mercado, la FDA acaba de aprobar uno que promete resultados asombrosos. La pesadilla podría quedar en el olvido para las tantas personas que sufren de celulitis y grasa acumulada que no logran eliminarla con dietas ni ejercicios. Todo gracias a Body FX.
Es la alternativa a otras máquinas que existen en el mercado que matan la grasa con el frío. Esta tecnología utiliza el calor y es bastante efectiva y duradera.
It's not just your face that can betray your age. Your chest and your hands can be dead giveaways too. Hollywood's pretty little secret? Always keep them camera ready. Now actress Denise Crosby wants to turn back the hands of time, literally.
Denise, so you're an actress in Hollywood, so tell us, how important is it to maintain great-looking skin?
I think skin is everything, really. I mean, it reflects all of your health. And I think people really notice your skin right off the top.
Board-certified dermatologist Dr. Heather Roberts with the newest high-tech fix to get rid of brown spots and red splotches.
Dr. Roberts, tell us about Lumecca.
It's a form of intense pulse light that selectively targets and removes brown spots from the skin, as well as superficial dilated capillaries.
Dr. Roberts starts with Denise's hands.
How bad is that 1 to 10? 10's the worst pain of your life.
1.
A few minutes of pain-free light pulsing, then onto the chest.
How's that feel?
That's not bad at all.
You can see already that Denise's brown spots are getting darker from the treatment.
These results coming in just 7 to 10 days. Spot-free hands and refreshed neck and chest.
Already you can see she's gotten a really beautiful result. Her skin tone is more even.
Now let's talk about Denise's hands.
You can see a significant improvement in the brown spots, and the surface texture looks so much smoother.
Now that you've perfected the hands, are you going to try any other body parts?
Oh, I'd like to do all of my body parts. Fresher, younger me.
All right, doctor, what are we doing now with these goggles on my eyes?
Okay. We're going to do basically the Lumecca Photofacial, IPL. This is a broadband light source. It'll feel slight amount, basically, and this does for redness, broken blood vessels, and some mottled pigmentation, and for pores.
Okay.
And here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. That's it.
Okay, so Laurel is here. Thank you so much for coming in today, Laurel. What are we doing on Laurel's leg?
What you see here, this is called the diolaze. This is the newest generation of hair removal because, you know, hair removal to be effective, it usually has to hurt. So we use numbing cream and other techniques. This is a scanned device that is very fast but extremely cold. It cools the skin, so you don't need numbing cream, almost painless. So I'll show how it works. It's basically the diolaze is a scanned diode. Sort of very quickly, you can treat the entire lower leg in about 8 minutes.
Wow.
Very fast. And because it's so cold, a woman doesn't feel pain. So it's removed that pain factor.
Nope. No pain.
Now, if we look up to the screen here, you can see that that's the image of her leg, an infrared image. And in the other treatment, it was white hot. You can see how it's almost blue to black cold. We basically created an ice cube while we're treating because it's so cold, and then you don't feel the discomfort of the hair reduction.
Wow.
So very fast.
So
very
you're doing
effective.
this treatment. How many more treatments?
So generally do one treatment about every month. You might do 5 treatments. The average result is about 85% permanent reduction after 5 treatments.